I was able to relate to an extent when it comes to the scene where you see him considering quietly, should I give up my son? And I related to that because, I studied chemistry and now I worked in the tech space and stuff like that. And when your brain is trained in those environments, you are trained to come up with the brute force solution. And in this scenario, the brute force solution is give up the baby because it's one baby versus billions of people on the planet, right? So it's like there's an interesting ethical dilemma there. Was Pedro Pascal the one to really show me that? No.
I won't tolerate any of that slander. I saw someone comment that one of the few really interesting things this movie was doing was sprinkling in hints that Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards has a narcissism complex, but the movie never fully explores it. And I agree, it would have been really cool if they did, because there was a very passing moment where there was like some kind of crime happening in the city, and he told the rest of the Fantastic Four, don't worry about it. I've already set up some kind of technology service that like the automated police stuff just goes and catches them, and I've set this thing up. He has basically established an elaborate surveillance police state, and that's how this utopia is being maintained. It's the reason I keep on pointing out how weird it is there's no pushback on the fact that they get to essentially dictate the direction of the entire planet's technological and political decision making. What's really going on there? Like, how has all power been unilaterally given to these individuals led by this one man? And this little mini god complex he has, is there something sinister in there? And the fact that that kind of man, like you said, the rawly practical solution to this problem is, of course, one baby versus billions of people, give up the baby. If that kind of mind thought crosses through the mind of someone like that, and that person gives into their worst instincts, what's the implication of that? And what's the implication of the people who love him, stroke enable him? The movie starts to flirt with it, but it's too much of a standard comic book hero movie. They fight the bad guy ends really good there. And it's a pity because I actually do think Pedro and Vanessa, if given the time to linger in that, they could actually cook a bit.
I actually think the movie does get into this theme more than maybe we're giving credit, because if you're informed about weaponizing competence, you should see that Reed ultimately is a man who demonstrates weaponizing competence in the sense that Sue Storm makes it clear to him that she wants him to build the crib, I believe, for the baby. Yeah. And he suddenly decides that, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm too grandiose for that. I'm too intelligent for that. Let me leave that to the robot. Let me go and scan this baby 1,000 times. Reed Richards, I struggle to buy Reed Richards as the most intelligent man in the world. And I understand that in this universe, he's supposed to be that. On multiple occasions, he comes up with solutions that are wholly impractical and basically ridiculous, especially the solution to basically transport the Earth into a different part of the universe or something. That's the best you could come up with. The fact that Sue Storm was the one who ultimately had to solve a lot of the problems wasn't helping with that. And again, for me, as someone who was struggling with the position of women in this movie, to repeatedly see this man who's supposed to be the most intelligent man on the planet have his problems be solved by his wife, and then she's not getting the credit for it, really, it wasn't working for me.
I think part of the problem with that is not even purely an acting or writing problem, it's an editing problem. This movie was chopped up very much, and I could see that very clearly. I could see there were storylines and scenes that had been clipped very suddenly. I could feel Disney and Marvel interfering with the final cut of the film, and I think that's a pity because I think Matt Shackman is a pretty thoughtful filmmaker. I'm going to read out this review from Letterboxd where ArchCobb11 simply said, "Fuck that baby." What do you think?
I'm telling you, for the first half of this movie, maybe even 75% of this movie, all I could think was, F them kids. Give that baby over. You're going to sacrifice billions of people for this one baby. And you want the people to be okay with it. And I saw people on social media talking about, oh wow, people switched up so quickly. People are fickle. Yes, they are. But you need to tell me, people that are selfish as hell in your life, right? You lot are upset about taxes and stuff like this. But you want me to believe that you would be okay with one couple sacrificing everybody else for their one baby. F them kids.
Gee, I can't believe that you said that you've solved the trolley problem and the solution is let that person die.
F them kids. F them kids. Sorry. Not one baby. No.